just that the face is the eyes.
There was no talking. It's all just images in the head. Telepathic communication.
They were trying to communicate, trying to tell us something. It was something to do with the environment.
I kept getting these thoughts and ideas in my mind of technology. Technology is not helping, technology is bad.
They want people to know that we're actually making harm on this world and we mustn't get too technologized.
After that, I was told that I would be prosecuted under the Official Secrets Act, and I was told that there wasn't anything there when I knew there was, and that I had to keep quiet about it.
You have not seen this, you do not talk about it, you'll be in trouble if you do.
The public has a right to know. We should allow people to make a judgment on what that might have been by disclosing.
To talk about the hearings then, that I turned over photographs to this committee from Representative Andre Carson. They censored the photos. The public never saw them. They should have. The same outcome is coming from these hearings. More chase your tail, because nice as they are, Representatives Luna and Tim Burchett, both of whom I've sent information to, never acknowledged we can prove we sent it. They're not a match for the CIA. It's a government in and of itself, and you're not going to get the truth from an organization that admits they've been lying for 70 years,
right.
And now they're telling you the truth. So,
yeah.
Billy Meyer is shown, and in some cases just conversationally informed about things. He doesn't have to see everything for himself. He publishes it. And they do it because they have these alleged extraterrestrial human beings who are called the Plejaren, otherwise known in the fake UFO circles as Pleiadians. No such people exist. They feel a self-obligated mission to try to help us assure our own future survival. That goes back eons to when, according to the information of the case, their forefathers were among those who messed around a little bit with primitive Earth peoples at different epochs and misled people, represented themselves, as did other ETs, as the gods of our religions, and set things in motion that have caused a great deal of confusion and pain to humankind. Not the people that he's meeting with today, and he's met with them as recently as last week, but their forefathers, their ancestors. He's already published over 870 transcripts of these meetings with them, and there's others that have yet to be published, full of information, full of the warnings about what's coming, what can be avoided, and what probably can't. We're not here to scare people, but that's what the story is. Some things, I mean, we have enough in books that it's legal standard to prove, but some things you will actually be able to, and maybe have to in some cases, use the Wayback Machine online and find where we first published something, and then from Meyer, and then it occurs. Because when this started to be published officially, 1975, officially disseminated in the world, they're running it off on what were called mimeograph machines at the time, and publishing in German, and then binding everything into these big blocks, these books. So all this stuff, the earliest stuff, has all been published from the get-go in German. The English language translations came subsequent. They started in about 1978. We have the books. People will be able to see this, and then if they have questions or challenges for proof, can you prove this one, then they get in touch with me and I see how well I can satisfy their thing. But when you have a preponderance of evidence, listen, if you have somebody that literally you can prove they published it 20 years ago. February 23rd, 2020, I received a document. It had a dozen specific warnings. You see the document, dozen specific warnings about this coming pandemic. We are the first people in English to not theorize, but to publish the fact that this was to be a pandemic. It would effectively be spread by a lot of asymptomatic spreaders. Children would be the first hidden spreaders. The WHO would be, and China would be largely responsible, a bunch of things, and an interesting recommendation in there about the need for hermetically sealed environments. So people who look at that and read it, let me now explain. I published that documentation 2 days later. I read through it, and that was on February 25th, 2020, I believe.